Hey, quick editor's note before this video starts. So after watching this review back, I've realized that I didn't even really talk about the plot of the movie. Like, I just talked about a few key things that happened, but after those things, I didn't really talk about much of the movie itself, like the plot or anything like that, which it's still a very good movie. So I'm going to do a quick recommendation. If you like talking about themes or anything like that, specific themes or plot points or whatever that I may have missed in my review, I'm going to recommend that you listen to the Dead Meat podcast about the movie. I will put a picture up and link it in the description so that you guys can go and watch that after this review. But they are much more qualified to talk about things. They do research. They are very smart people when it comes to movies in general, but also horror movies, which Companion is. So after watching this review, if you want to head over there, and they'll talk deeper about the themes and the meanings and the plot itself, if that's something that you're interested in. But yeah, thank you and enjoy the video. Hello and welcome to my review of Companion. Real quick before we hop into the actual review, I recently just got married, and my wife and I spent a lot of time watching movies and kind of catching up on some things that we wanted to see. So I'm making a new rule for my YouTube reviews. Anything that is released in this current year, whether it is 2025 or later, I will give its own whole dedicated review. It'll be one video in a single video, and anything released obviously the year prior or before will be condensed, or maybe not condensed, but done together. So for example, I'm reviewing Companion. It came out January 31st of 2025, which is this year. So I'm going to give it its own separate review. I have another couple movies that we watched that I do want to end up reviewing, but they will be in a like multi-review format of I'm going to review at least 3 movies in a single video. But with, like I said, with Companion, this is just going to be itself, or by itself, one video. And for the single videos, I like to do a spoiler-free version. If you have not seen the movie, I like to talk about it before I talk about the actual plot and what goes on. And then I'll do a spoiler version where I talk about the stuff that I liked in the movie, or just what the movie is about or whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. So spoiler-free version starting now. This is a good movie that has a lot to say about it is a political movie. There are things that undertones and themes in this movie that they are actively trying to talk about, and they're good. They're good themes. The acting in this movie is very good, and I think that you should watch it. If you don't know anything about it, I think you should go in completely blind. Depending on if you've seen a little bit, you probably already know the kind of quote unquote twist of the movie, and it happens semi early on, so it's not really like, it needs to be a secret for you to enjoy the movie. It's not like a third act twist or anything. You find out pretty early on in the movie, but they give you a lot of context clues leading up to it, but once it happens, you're like, okay, you understand. But yeah, no, I definitely think that if you have not seen this movie, you should watch it. It's very fun. It's very entertaining, especially with 2025 and the way that the world is. Again, I almost said something that would maybe spoil it, but yeah, good movie. I really enjoy it. It has some great actors in it that I like, Jack Quaid, and I cannot remember her name. Sophie Thatcher, I think her name is. She was one of the girls in Heretic, which my wife and I also saw, which that movie was really good as well. But yeah, it's got some great acting. It's a lot of fun. It's funny, which, it's a horror movie. I would say so. It's not really a thriller. So yeah, it's more of a horror, and horror tends to be funny because usually a lot of the situations that the characters find themselves in are funny. That's just kind of how horror works. Some movies are trying to be a little funnier. This movie, I don't think it's trying to be funny, but it definitely has comedic moments in line delivery, or just some of the scenes that happen and the way that they happen are definitely funny. But that's just going to be the quick wrap up of the spoiler free, because a lot of this movie is kind of hard to talk about without talking about what is actually going on. So spoiler territory. If you have not seen seen the movie, go see it. It's on HBO. It's very good. It came out this year, and it's a very good movie. So spoiler time. So the thing I like about this movie is the way that they kind of clue you in on Iris being a robot without like Jack Quaid's nickname for her is literally Beep Boop, right? So you're like, okay, you know, if you're in a relationship, you guys have cute like little pet names or like goofy little names for each other. You know, not everybody, but you know, some people do. But Beep Boop is weird, right? It's not weird, but it's like, okay, like that's odd. But basically, the plot of this movie is Jack Quaid rents a robot AI girlfriend, and he wants to use her. He wants to jailbreak her, essentially, like overwrite her coding or whatever, because in the movie it explains that there's certain things she cannot do. She can't harm humans, she can't harm other AI, she can't be aggressive or anything like that, but he basically jailbreaks it so that she can do those things. And the plot is he rents her so that she can kill this Russian guy that has a fuckload of money, and they can steal the money, and then he can blame it on the bot and blame it on her or the robot or whatever, and be like, oh, she went crazy, I don't know what happened, and then get all the money, and he's good to go. And you know, he's gonna split it with a couple other characters that are in the movie that are important, but the main Jack Quaid essentially is the villain of this movie, and he's such a good actor, man. He's so fun to watch. But this movie is talking a lot about, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but that's essentially the main plot. And then what the themes are is it's like gender roles and things like that. And it's saying a lot. The number one thing I want to talk about is you know, early on in the movie, we don't know that Sophie Thatcher or Iris is a robot. We don't know that up until after the event I'm about to talk about. So Jack Quaid sends her down to the beach, and the Russian guy, his name is Sergey, he is sent there by his girlfriend. And by the way, we find out that Sergey is not a good guy. He has a wife that he cheats on her with. The girlfriend, her name is Kat, I believe. So Kat and Sergey are there as like boyfriend and girlfriend, even though Sergey is married to somebody else. They're there for like a quick little like vacation, whatever. And Sergey goes down to the beach after Iris, and he's basically like, it's okay, like Kat told me I can do this. And now again, Iris doesn't know that she's a robot. She doesn't know that, but everybody else does. Every other person that is around, it is Jack Quaid, Kat, the girlfriend of Sergey. Sergey knows, and then there is a gay couple, which I cannot remember the name. I think it's one of them is Eli. I cannot remember, but all of them know that Iris is a robot, and Iris doesn't know. And if you are going into this movie without knowing, you also don't know. So everybody kind of treats her weirdly, and you think that it's just like, oh, people don't like his girlfriend, or people don't really get along with her. But no, it's because she literally is a robot. But anyway, getting back to Sergey, he basically tries to make sexual advances and even like basically sexually assaults her. But in his mind, he is like, it's a robot, and he's like, it's a sex robot. It's made to have sex. Like, why is it why is it being weird? Which I'm not saying that he's in the right by any means, but that's what this movie is doing real well, is like, this guy, when you don't know that she's a robot, you think that this dude is like, women are made for sex. That's what it's like, what he's saying, it makes it seem like that's how he's coming off, as being one of those dudes where it's like, women only do one thing and it's for sex and reproduction and whatever. But in his eyes, she is a robot literally made for sex. Like, that is so. Anyway, Jack Quaid planted a knife in there, and he uses this little thumb drive, and he overrides her circuits and makes it so that she can be aggressive. So she thinks that she is being assaulted, which she is, but she ends up pulling the knife out and killing Sergey because she feels like that if Sergey did this to her, that she would be like taken away from Josh or whatever. Basically, she's programmed to only be infatuated with Josh. So Sergey doing this makes her, feel like threatening her relationship. And it's just, this movie does it really well, where if she wasn't a robot, it would, or I'm trying to think of how to word it particularly, but like a lot of the dialogue is being said to her knowing that she's a robot. But if you take out that she's a robot, it's like how society or people actually view women. And like there's a good conversation between Kat, the girlfriend of Sergey, who, again, Sergey is married to somebody else, so she is literally like the side piece, and then she's talking to Iris, and she's like, I don't know, you just make me feel so replaceable. And, you know, again, at this point, we don't know that she's a robot. And you're thinking like, okay, maybe Jack Quaid and Kat were together, and then like Jack Quaid broke up with her for Iris, or, you know, like, oh, you're so like perfect that at any point somebody would choose you over me, I'm replaceable. But in reality, she is a literal robot that is made, like, making women feel replaceable, because they don't say no, they don't lie, they're programmed to be like not even perfect, but like the perfect relationship partner, where they don't ever lie or say no or be aggressive. They don't ever have like their own thoughts and feelings. I get, like, to them, to the robots, all their feelings are real, but it's all programmed. So like Kat saying you make me feel replaceable, it's like double way, where she's literally talking about her being a robot replacing a woman, but she's also like, you know, I'm the girlfriend of this guy who's married, at any point he could just leave me. And so this movie does really well with just the themes that it's handling. It's done so well, and all of this stuff that I'm talking about is like the first 30 minutes in, the first 30 to 40 minutes. I'm thinking it's been like a week since we watched, but regardless, so all of these themes are handled really well. And then after that, you know, the rest of the movie happens. Sergey, and she ends up killing Sergey. You know, the big reveal is Jack Quaid goes, Iris, go to sleep, and her eyes go white, and then she like turns off or whatever. And because she's jailbroken, she basically is able to escape and try to get out, and you end up rooting for her, you know, even though she's a robot. And there's some funny scenes where Jack Quaid is explaining to Iris that the memories that she has are all programmed, and he literally, like, there were multiple meeting memories that he could pick from. Like, you could pick any random one and it'll give the robot that memory. The only problem I have with this movie is and again, it doesn't ruin the movie, but these robots, you can literally control their intelligence level. Like, you can turn them to 0 and they will be like just a fucking, like, a android, just like brainless, just like whatever, right? Or you can set it to 100%, which would be like an Ivy League, like Harvard graduate smart, right? And you can change their eye color on the fly. Like, you can literally spin a wheel and the eye will change color in like live time or whatever, as you're looking at it. You can change the language that they speak. All this stuff, right? This shit has to be millions of dollars. So in order to even rent one of these things, in order to rent one of these, you have to have a lot of money. There's no way you don't have money. So why is Josh, or Jack Quaid, his name's Josh in the movie, but why is Josh doing all of this for $12 million when he seems to have a lot? Well, okay, it's explained why he's doing it. He feels like society owes him more. He does his work, he pays his taxes, yada yada. He does all this stuff that he's supposed to do, and he feels like he deserves more. But my only thing is, this technology of these androids, these sex robots, or these AI lover companions, they have to be millions of dollars. You have to have money to rent one. So it's never stated how much it costs, but in my brain, you have to have money to get this kind of thing. So why are you trying, like, yes, $12 million is a lot, but then they're splitting it 3 ways. So that's only $4 million. I feel like technology of this caliber would be like at least $1 million. So like, you're spending $1 million to get 4 times back, which again, $1 million is a lot. $4 million is 4 times a lot, you know? But that was the only thing. I was like, what does this dude do where he's able to afford renting one? Which again, it's different than buying one. I get that. It's stated that it is a rental. He literally got it just so that he could pull off this plan and then send it back and not have one. But that was the only problem. Again, I don't think I'm qualified to talk about all of the themes in this movie because it has a lot to do with like gender politics and you know, the gender roles and things like that. And I don't want to be insensitive because I don't know everything. I might have missed a couple of things, but like the conversation between Kat and Iris was very good because it like I said, you don't know that she's a robot for the beginning part, so you're picking it up as she's basically, when you watch it, if you were to watch this movie a second time, it would have double meanings or different meanings than just what you're saying or what you're hearing in the first watch through. It's really well done. There's another couple of twists in there towards the end. It's a good movie. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to try. I mean, it's already 15 minutes, but I was going to try to keep this one short. But yeah, thank you. Have a good day.